Today's guest is somebody who says what he wants to and stands by it. He's had hits in all genres of music. He's my friend. He's got a new festival tour that starts up next week, actually in my home state of Louisiana. Grateful to be with him. Today's guest is Kid Rock.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song I will sing it. I'm on
stage. You should just go race.
Go race the cars? It'd be wild, huh? What is yours? It's a Panther?
No, Dodge Demon.
Dodge Demon. Yeah. Dude, that's stunning. I never seen it. It looks like a Panther. It looks like it's going to attack something.
Yeah, some pussy.
Yeah, dude.
That's not a car you drive around looking for dicks with.
Yeah, bro. That's not. Yeah, that's a good point, dude. If I'm in that, bro, I think I definitely will meet some chicks. You know, dude, Kid Rock, good to see you, man.
Great to see you, buddy.
Yeah, bro.
My little nephew.
Yeah,
little
man.
Nashville nephew.
Yeah, thank you so much, bro. You were one of the first people that really welcomed me into town when I got here, and you invited me to. It was your birthday party.
Well, it was crazy because one of my background singers, Stacy Michelle, she's with Skinnerd. She's married to Ricky Medlock, but sang with me for years and still just a great friend. She was infatuated with you before I got turned on to you years ago, your comedy stuff. And then we ended up in, I think, Zany's dressing room or whatever it was one time. And I can't remember where we were. And I'm like FaceTiming her. I'm like, look who I bumped into. And she's like, oh, my God. And boom, here we are.
Yeah, that was fun, dude. That birthday party was sick, man. I think you got up on stage. You guys wrote a song just for it.
Oh, my birthday party.
Yeah, it was at your birthday party. It was at your house.
At the saloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the COVID bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my 50th birthday.
Bro, that was sick.
Yeah, we were going to do this whole 50th thing. I was going to do a big gig at Ford Field because I did one for my 40th there, which is the football stadium in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And we are going to do something similar to 50th, and we're all fucking locked up and shit. Well,
made the most
we
of
weren't.
it.
There was like nothing happened out. You know where I live. It's like if you didn't turn on the news, it was like nothing happened.
Yeah.
We had people over every weekend having a good time. They said I worked on an album that year. It was like, whatever.
Well, your bar was still open too. In Nashville, it was still open, right?
Yeah, we did everything we could to keep it open, and we didn't exactly follow all the...
I remember that.
I remember a couple times. I remember one time specifically being in there, there's a fucking line outside. And they had all this bullshit, like you can't use the dance floor, people have to be 6 feet apart, all this horse shit.
Yeah, you can't whistle at bitches. I remember that. It was like, you can't whistle at bitches?
No, there's fucking people standing outside this close in a line outside. I walk down there and I'm like, everybody get in here. Start following them in, and then motherfuckers are like, can I get a picture? I'm like, do you want to come in or do you want to take fucking pictures? Like, you want to stand outside? Get in here. Come on.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I chose to even move to Tennessee is just because of it was more open. Like even when I came here, like there was at least half the stuff was open.
Were you in LA at that point?
Yeah. I was like half the shit's open and LA got lame.
Yeah,
dude, you're going. I was just looking at your tour schedule. You're going to Gonzales, Louisiana, bro. That's where my sister lives.
Not this weekend, next weekend. Yeah, it's a Rock the Country festivals. Jason Aldean's Friday night with a whole lineup of people. And then I'm Saturday night with, I think Hank Jr.'s on that.
No, really?
A whole other cast of people. Yeah, it's tickets. This is the first year festival that I have a vested interest with. We did a partnership on this thing. So I'm really out. That's why I'm here. I'm out pumping it.
Oh, gang, man. Well, yeah, Gonzales, Louisiana, bro. It's so crazy. Yeah, because my sister, she lives right by Lamar Dixon. That's where it's at. I've been there to see, like, they do haunted houses up there. They do all kind of, I mean, it's just huge fairgrounds. You know, they do like the state fair.
That's pretty much what all these are. They're in the middle of, like, what the fuck is going on in Ocala, Florida? There's going to be close to 35,000 people there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude,
no,
there was
tickets are already, that's where they're scaling. They're already at 29,000.
Oh, there's going to be, oh, wow.
Gonzales is going to be huge, too. That's going to be 20-some thousand.
Yeah.
Depending on how many tickets we move today from, rapping with you.
Ashland, yeah, you got Ashland, Kentucky, Rome, Georgia, Anderson. Some of these places I don't know if I've been or not. Mobile.
I've been to some of these places, but we're basically doing these in small towns, middle of nowhere. Just trying to, to me, it's kind of an underserved market. This is really what we're just trying to put a specific festival together where, everyone's welcome, but this is for like pretty much people who love America, freedom-loving Americans, want to come have a good time.
Amen.
My joke has kind of been like, it's okay if you do, but you're probably not going to see a lot of like nose rings and blue hair at these like things.
Right.
But there will be some excellent people watching, I'm going to predict right now.
Yeah, bro, especially Florida, man. They just had a fake tit that washed up on the beach. Do you see that?
No.
I think I don't know if it was in Ocala, but it was somewhere.
The only thing washing up on the beach, I got a place there in Jupiter on the beach, and fucking illegals.
Yeah.
Washing right up on the little island I live on.
Really?
Like several times, yeah. Like, and it's been going on for like 5 years, and now it's getting a little bit worse. Haitians and stuff, like, just like washing up and trucking through the neighborhood.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. They're like, everyone lock your houses down. I'm like, I don't think these people are, most of them aren't trying to rob people. They're just trying to get the fuck away, like, get in and whatever, it's
and
crazy.
Assimilate, yeah. We just had we had a border patrol agent on 2 weeks ago, and it was fascinating just to see like the amount of people since 2020. It's 4 times as many people have come into the country.
It's bananas.
It's bananas.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
It's insanity because, unfortunately, and I believe the FBI director has even said this, and you hear it, it's like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Look at, what's going on in Israel. Look what just happened in Russia, over the weekend. It's unfortunately, God protect us. It's unfortunately, they're going to do some shit here. They're already plotting it. You got these countries that fucking hate us.
Hate America.
Just, when you know which countries they are, that's why, people were giving me shit when I went on Rogan about, how to handle Palestine. And I'm like, anybody that listens to Kid Rock's politics, number one, I'm sitting here fucking drinking beers. Just, you ask me a question, I'll give you a fucking answer, but I don't think they should dictate this as policy necessarily.
Yeah, well, that was interesting. That was the one thing that this Border Patrol agent said that was kind of fascinating to me was like, he said it used to be that it was migrant people coming for the farming seasons.
Yeah.
And then they would.
Which we need. I grew up in an apple orchard. I used to pick apples with these people,
Yeah.
every season. A lot of them would come up and go back, whatever, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that was the flow. He said it was like an inflow, outflow.
And we need
kind
them.
of. Right.
We need great migrants.
Yeah.
I think Trump's spot on. He's like, we want the good ones to come. We love them. You're great. Most of them are, if they're Mexican, South American, most of them are like, Christians, God-fearing. They want to work hard. They want a better life. Like, great, man. Let's figure that out, get them over. But we can't just let motherfuckers just keep cruising across the border.
Like, ridiculous.
Now they're coming from everywhere. It's insanity.
Well, that's what he said. He said now a lot of them are Africans. They're from all over. He said the amount of people that are, it's not your Mexican. It's not what you
a lot
think.
coming from China.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other, which might be great too. But it's like,
it's crazy.
You just
though.
can't fucking let people come trucking over. Well, I can't. Every time I go to Canada, I get fucking detained. These people are just like cruising across. Here's a phone. Here, where do you want to go? We'll get you a plane ticket. Like,
yeah, I can't even fly a hot chick in from Australia without doing a half a month of paperwork.
Right.
But if she's willing to camp out for 4 days, you can fucking pull it off through Yuma.
I feel like we're beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
It's like people are either one way or the other on it. They just,
Right.
I feel like people's kind of minds are made up about this shit.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. I just worry about the effect. It's like it starts to wear down on people who still have a lot of faith in like the American dream and what America means.
Yeah, we might want to make sure, we want the American dream to be alive and well for everyone, especially people that come to this country. But we want to make sure that dream is alive and well for people who live here.
Yeah.
For our working class.
Yeah, our HOA has just turned into the shit. Like, or whoever's running our HOA, it's just gotten out of control. That's what it feels like.
Even people should be able to, like when, growing up in Detroit, the auto industry and, being very close to it. My father had, a dealership and was very successful. And all my buddies, their parents worked on the lines or worked for Ford Chrysler, one of the, stamping plants, manufacturing things for cars. And, back then, in the heyday when everything was going on, like you could work at Ford Motor Company or whatever, GM, and, you had your house was paid for. You had a cottage up north with a boat, maybe a 66 Chevelle or something in your driveway. And like that's, we need to get back to that. But, you got to get things under control with inflation and everything else because, you call it the Democrats hate what the Republicans do, cutting taxes. They call it trickle-down economics because now the rich are getting richer. It's like, it's kind of part of the American dream. That's how shit works. You want to support capitalism. Yes, there's going to be some bad actors and monopolies that sometimes need to be broken up. Ticketmaster. But, people should have that opportunity and it should be prevalent. Back then, like I said, we got to get that back. But it's like, okay, they're going to pay workers, I think, $20 an hour to work fast food in California. It's like, this should not be a career fucking job.
Right.
Maybe if you're manager or something, I get it. But this is where you start off, where we had our first jobs, working at Kmart or working at McDonald's or something. Like, this is not a place like you go to work to support your family and career. And now all they do is, okay, we're paying you $20 an hour. Okay, a Big Mac's fucking $7 now. Nobody wins.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They just raise the price of what it is. Yeah, I think, you have to pay people a better wage, though. I think,
absolutely.
In some places it's still like $7 or something. Like someone can't work all day and make $56.
Well, it depends where you're starting, what you're.
Now that's a good point. If you're a high school student, though, then it's totally different. That's a good point.
I picked apples for 25 cents a bushel. I wasn't buying a new moped with that. But, always have a little money in my pocket, go to the movies, this, that, and the other. And it's just, I believe everybody should make a great wage and should be treated fairly. But at the same time, if that company's not doing it, fuck them.
Yeah.
Go find another job. Make yourself better. And if you make yourself at the best, whatever it is you do in life, if you're organized, if you make your bed in the morning, start there, and you go to work with a positive attitude, and you try to learn, and you try to better yourself, I don't care what position you're in. I tell everybody that works for me, I want you to make me not be able to get rid of you. And when you come for a raise, I have no choice but to say, hell yeah, you're invaluable.
Wow.
And,
Dude, that's the truth, man. You're right, bro. If somebody works hard, you cannot afford to lose them.
Yeah.
And you won't. You won't, man.
Good people are hard to find and even harder to replace, especially when you're talking business. And that, but I would applaud that even in friendships, anything, not just business.
One of my mentors, he said one time, he goes, if you want to know the cost of hiring somebody expensive, hire somebody cheap. It was something like that.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Is it's so easy to hire someone.
Yeah,
it's fucking hard to fire them.
Yeah.
So this is why when you go to college, I told my son, I tell friends, nieces, nephews, and things. I'm like, you want to intern at whatever level, whether it's high school, whether you go to college, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, you need to start and you need to intern because that company's vetting you, to hire you. They want to see what type of fuck up you are, if you are at all. They want to see what you know. Are you able to learn new things, move on, because, getting a good job, like it's pretty easy to hire someone. So you go through this vetting process to try and get them, but firing people, fucking tough.
Yeah. There's so much protection and stuff for employees and stuff, which in some places there should be, but yeah.
Oh, even here in Tennessee, we got the, just for people that work with me and, people on the farm and whatnot, it's just, we got things posted everywhere because you have to, that they can read workers' rights. And it's crazy. My thing is like, I would like to work out different things with different people. And on some levels we do, but we got to go by the book. It's like people can't work over 40 hours a week without being paid overtime. I don't do anything that's not by the book. I'm sure Uncle Sam's already got their fucking eye on me pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've been audited before and all my shit's in order and I do everything strictly by the book,
Yeah, you seem like somebody they're going to catch.
Yeah. Oh, they want to catch.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they've been digging out, especially now.
Yeah.
Like, what about Trump? They're like, oh yeah, we're going to check your shit out. So it scares the fuck out of me what they're doing to that guy right now.
I know with Trump, like, yeah,
shit.
I know. A lot of these
horse shit.
The lawsuits,
I think it's the 8th Amendment, unusual punishments and excessive fines. It's one of the amendments. I think it's number 8. It's like, yeah, I think, OJ got, convicted of a civil suit for murdering a person or two. I think he was $30 million. Trump, there's no victims of this alleged inflating his, value of his companies, obtained loans. Everyone got paid back. Everyone said they would do business with him again. And they're like, yeah, you owe us $400 $50 fucking million and we're going to start taking your shit.
Yeah.
They're going to spark a fucking civil war.
That's that's the part that I start to worry about is at a certain point, especially if there's like election treason or whatever, if they're real, at what point is the scale just like people are like, fuck it, you know?
And there's some pretty radical people on both sides. You know what I mean? I'm pretty staunch Republican, very conservative, mostly fiscal. I've always said, you know, I'm way more liberal and you know, personal things. You know, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you want to dress up like a fucking woman. Shit. You know, I'll draw hard lines like, no, motherfucker. You shouldn't be in the fucking bathroom, you biological male. And women's bathrooms are playing in sports. Like, by the way, what the fuck is Planet Fitness thinking? Did you see that shit? Oh my gosh.
What is
if I have
it?
the story right, it just happened. It was just ended last week, and I think they lost $1 billion in market share already, and it's only going to get worse this week. So there was a biological male in the women's locker room. I guess there was a little girl in there, and a lady took a picture of that biological male who's trans, shaving, posted it. Planet Fitness kicked her out for taking the picture. And then somebody at the company, I was a COO or somebody, put out a statement like about, you know, we want to create an inclusive environment at Planet Fitness. Is like, Planet Fitness, try fitting his dick in your mouth. Like, you motherfuckers are done right there.
Well, dude,
It's is bananas after what's going on right now. Like,
well, this is just bananas. First of all, if this is you shouldn't then allow children and adults in the same locker room, because that's if there's a child in there, that's
if a lady's with her daughter or something, then who cares? Like, I mean, this dude wants to work out at Planet Fitness, go for it.
Right.
Nobody cares. No, you're not going in the fucking woman's locker room and shaving your neck.
Yeah, like, zoom in on the dude.
Come on, man. What the fuck?
I agree, bro.
What the fuck is going on?
But then here's why should they just have a
if you look at that and go like, no big deal, like, just stay the fuck out of my space,
dude.
My private spaces out in public, I can deal with anybody. That's you know, I'm a freedom loving American, and unfortunately that means there's a lot of weird shit that can happen. I'm cool with that, but my private spaces, just stay the fuck away from me.
But so where does somebody like this? They just go to the men's room. Then you're thinking, wow. I guess I wonder if you're like, they should just have a separate room then for like trans people.
You want to create an inclusive place? Here, create your fucking non-binary. I
agree.
Whatever that shit is.
Have one extra restroom then that's for trans people. But then you're going to get to the point where somebody's like, well, then we need that is part of the road that you go down when you go down that kind of stuff. But yeah, I agree, dude. This would be and if you have a child in there, it's like I was at the airport in Los Angeles and there's a gender
neutral
restroom and a kid went in and then a guy went in. And I'm just like, or maybe not a kid, but probably 12, you know, but it just, part of me is like,
I don't care if it's just my grandmother and her friends hanging out. It's still like, nah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. What are you doing? Cut it out.
Yeah.
Just cut it out.
Well, they just had, Caitlyn Jenner was just talking about this.
Caitlyn Jenner kind of gets it.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's March, and if you love firing on sports, particularly basketball like I do, then Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy sports app for you. You can fire on all your favorite sports like the NBA, NCAA, UFC, and many more. Instead of choosing teams, you choose individual players. That's what I think is so unique about Prize Picks. Each player has a set projection, and you either choose more or less than that set projection. So you could go Anthony Edwards more than 18 points, or you could go Zion Williamson more than 11 rebounds. If you're smart with sports and you know what players are going to perform on what nights, Prize Picks is the best app for you. Download the app and use code Theo. Prize Picks will match your deposit up to $100. I'm excited, baby. March Madness, Prize Picks. If you or someone you know has been injured on the job and have just thought, oh, I'll just handle it myself and I won't bother anybody, that may not be the best choice. If you were injured and it's not your responsibility, Morgan & Morgan can help. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. With over $20 billion recovered from over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Whistling in the wind is tricky, but submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/thispastweekend or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/thispastweekend or dial pound law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Yeah, they said this article. Caitlyn Jenner backs New York County's ban on trans women competing on women's sports. I still
Common sense.
I agree. I don't understand why this is such an issue. Just have a trans division. What is the problem with that?
See, I would actually watch that.
Oh, I've said this
Like trans
before.
boxing. Oh, you're not turning that off.
In a heartbeat.
You know what I mean?
And
what if you then had like trans boxing?
Gosh. Do they have trans little people? Do they have trans men?
Got to.
You think?
I do a lot of Google searches for midgets, but my buddy's got this genius idea. You know Brad, my friend Brad. He's like got this genius idea to do a Civil War reenactment with all little people.
Oh, yeah.
Like General Robert E. Lee.
I love that idea.
I love little people, man.
Yeah, you had, because you have a famous little person that you had.
Joe C.
Joe C.
Joe C., God bless him.
Where'd you meet him at?
He came to one of my early shows. We're still playing clubs around Detroit. It was called the Ritz at the time. And, there's probably 600-700 kids there. And he's standing on a table. And you could see he's a little dude, but, he didn't have the features. He would always say, I'm not a fucking man. I'm just a little motherfucker.
Praise God.
And this before I knew him, so he's smoking a joint on this table, singing along with all my old dirty songs. And I'm like, did anybody see that fucking kid out there? Like somebody brought like their 7, 8-year-old kid. I'm like, somebody go get that kid. I got questions. And I get him back there, and I think he was with his dad or his uncle or somebody. And I'm like, hey, buddy. I'm like, how'd you enjoy the show? Or he goes, that's fucking awesome, man. And he lights up another joint. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, I'm fucking 18. I'm Joe C., motherfucker. And I swear to God, I didn't miss a beat. I looked at I think Cracker or somebody. I'm like, do you want a job? He's like, what? And I'm like, do you want a job? He goes, I'm not really that good of a rapper. I'm like, I can teach you. Yeah, I can teach you. I can show you, young sensei.
You're like, I'm not
boom.
either.
From that day on, he was down. He was in the crew. And
wow.
He was, I miss him every day, man.
Yeah, what happened to him? He had kidney failure?
He had celiac disease, misdiagnosed as a kid. So he had to take, God bless him, like 72 pills a day. He had kind of this dialysis machine he hooked up at night, just deet. So it was tough to bring him on the road, but I'm glad he went to a lot of spots with us to be able to see and this was when we were fucking nutbags.
Raging.
We were just following the handbook of rock and roll to the T and probably inventing some new chapters in it.
Wow.
And he got to see it all. We got to see so many cool places, and he got to meet so many of his heroes. He was just using me as a stepping stone, he claimed, to get into the WWE. That was his passion, was wrestling. I was like,
really?
Yeah, I was like, I get it, but I'm like, well. And then he got to do all this stuff. Vince McMahon took him under his wing, and he got to do all this stuff with all his favorite wrestlers. And it was so fortunate. Not luckily, but fortunately, he did pass away at home, which, it would have been it was already devastated enough. But if that would have happened on the road.
Oh, yeah.
I guess there's no way, but,
And where do you even put somebody, I guess, if you're traveling? Or I guess you, I guess you just leave them at the hospital.
Yeah. It was a unique situation. Like one time he forgot his pills in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you got to take me fucking home. I'm like, dude, let me call your dad. And if we have to get you back, we'll cancel the show and figure out. But he goes, don't call my fucking dad. I'm calling your dad. Because he kind of, his mom and dad were great, but his dad, he was on it, on his health stuff and what he needed to do.
Yeah.
So was his mother, his whole family. And his dad's like, no, he'll be okay. Just has to eat like 2 bottles of Tums. He needs this calcium thing or something like that. So I'm like, he goes, take me home. I go, no, I just talked to your dad. All you have to do is eat 2 bottles of Tums. Fuck you, man. Take me home. I'm like, we're not going home. We're doing the show. So we got 2 bottles of Tums, and he sat there and motherfucked me through those 2 bottles of Tums. I'm like, Joey, eat the fuck. He's like, fuck you. You're a fucking asshole. I'm like, eat the goddamn Tums, Joey. Shut the fuck up and quit complaining.
Eat the fucking Tums, Joey.
I wish we had that on video. It's probably pretty funny.
Oh, there's got to be nothing because they say if you feed what are those things? If you feed them to a seagull, they'll blow up.
Yeah, I think so. I remember hearing that. I think that was Rolaids or something.
Yeah, they say if you feed they
Alka-Seltzer. That's the same thing.
Yeah, they used to say if you feed Alka-Seltzer to a seagull, they'll blow up. So, yeah, dude,
I never tried that because that would definitely up my. That was my Steve.
Never tried it. Like, you fed 200 Tums to a little person, bro. That's fucking way crazier.
It didn't blow
up. Does it really explode in seagull? I bet that. You think that happens or not? That guy did it?
Who would mind a seagull blowing up outside of Lake PETA?
Yeah, let's watch it.
Seagulls are useless. You can't eat them. Well, I guess you could.
I've never
Desperate times require desperate measures.
Oh, I'd have some seagull.
Fried seagull.
I can't believe they don't have it, actually.
Well, they eat them somewhere. I guarantee it.
Does something really happen to this seagull, or is this just...
They rope you in. Do you see a lot of these internet things? Because you know a lot about the internet from doing this, I'm sure, at some level. Like, and what I've understood, a friend of mine runs YouTube Music. And I was trying to talk to him about this, but he moved to London. We're reconnecting. But you want to keep people watching you get paid more like if they watch longer, correct?
Yeah, I think on some clips.
I know you get paid more if they see the ads.
Right.
Because we make actually pretty good money from music videos on there. Now that I'm doing everything independent, it's pretty interesting for me. You know, it's not really a money thing anymore like the early years of trying to, bank money. But it's kind of interesting to watch all this stuff and have direct access to it. When you're with major labels, it was pretty hard to dig for and find. Like, it was just audits. Every audit would find, 200 to like $1.5 million. Like, you just forgot to pay me like $1 million. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy how much they hide.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're performing out there in Gonzaga. I mean, it's just cool. It's just like, it's like an off the beaten path type.
And that's
of
the first one out of there's 7 festivals
that's
of these rock the countries. Then there's the rodeo we're doing in AT&T Stadium, which is going to be very interesting.
The rodeo, where's that at?
Arlington there, home of the Cowboys. We're doing a teams rodeo. So, rodeo's always been like bull riding, just used to be single events. People are just competing against each other and it's timed. So the PBR put together team bull riding, where now you have a Nashville team, a Kansas City Outlaws. And so you get to root for your home team as a group of riders.
Yeah, I remember you and I were talking about this. Were you going to own a team?
I was looking into buying a team. Yes, I went very deep, a lot of due diligence down there. But then,
what is it like?
It was about $20 million, and they're only growing bigger and bigger. But so I came up with Sean Gleason. He's the CEO of the PBR. We decided I love bull riding, but I love rodeos. There's a little more action, entertainment. I love to watch the ropers.
The rodeo is so much fun.
Yeah, girls riding, barrel racing, bucking saddle, bronc riders. But I'm like, and so he goes, what if we did a team thing with rodeo? We'll put together 6 teams, which we came up with names. It's a rock and rodeo. So you have the Jokers, the Sledgehammers, the Misty Mountain
So
Hop.
has that started yet?
No, this is only one event this year where we're going to have head-to-head competition. So ropers are going to be going against each other. Barrel racers are coming against each other.
That's what I want. Dude, I want to be a part of a team.
Dude, we found a little person and I think we got 2 of them that do the matador things with a little Mexican bull.
Oh, wow.
They're dressed up
that's
we want
beautiful.
Entertainment going the whole time. You know? I'm going to open the show. I'm trying to put together something really special, like an award show would be, with some other guests, putting something, because we're going to be televised.
Well, rodeo is extremely, what do you have to do anything? Rodeo's awesome. Like, when I go to the rodeo, I went to the Franklin Rodeo last year.
Let me get to my big dick moment.
Okay.
So rather than buy the bull riding team, we put together this team series of these teams where I'm playing the rodeo. I'm in charge of, the entertainment. We didn't really have a budget, so I said, I'll play it. It's a long-term money play to me. So rather than buy a bull riding team, I own half the league.
Oh, wow. Damn.
So if we can get this to work and people think it's a great event, we can make it fun, and then we can start to sell teams to prospective owners.
Dude, keep me. Because I love the rodeo, man. It was my favorite thing I've done in the past year.
Yeah, they are great. It's just the last great, at least in the times we're living in right now, it's the last great American, I would call it non-woke sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where everything's pro-American. We're going to stand, take our hats off for the flag, probably have an invocation. We're still going to get a little wild and have some rock and roll and have some crazy fun. But, it's just like, there's not going to be, and we're being very protective of this league, that we want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
We don't want to let in bad actors who want to like introduce DEI and all this shit, where we have to have a gender neutral bathroom for the horses.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. You can't just throw some Malaysian or somebody on a horse just because ethnicity, it's like, you got to want to keep it quality riders, people that know what they're doing.
And hopefully the team things creates a little more drama. We don't know what's going to happen because no one's ever done it. I think they're doing trials this week. They got a ranch in Texas where they're trying some of this to see like how close can we put the barrels. We don't want anyone to get hurt, obviously, but we want to create some drama.
Dude, I even just think the teams going against each other would be fascinating. I mean, I think it'd be great.
Well, it's always great to have a team. These are all just teams we created now, but when you go to root for your, favorite football team or favorite, baseball or hockey team, like it'd be nice to have this, like the bull riding teams. Now as a city, you're rooting for this team, so we're trying to create that, which I can't believe nobody's thought of yet in rodeo.
I love that. Yeah, man, I would love to be if I could get a group together and be a part owner of something, that'd be fascinating, especially with rodeo.
Well, I told him, I said, I think that's a big angle on this. It's not to just have there's great owners in the bull riding, from the Johnny Morrises, and Richard Childress and people like that. I go, what I'd like to employ for these rodeo team sales is that they bring in certain celebrities at certain levels that are into this. Like if some rich guys who have a company want to my buddies that own the Kansas City Outlaws, they started Bad Boy Mowers, made a grip of money and bought the team down there. Great guys, and they want to do like maybe a little deal with me to have a little piece of the team to add that, people like that bring to it, showing up to the events, throwing their ideas in there is like, I want them to have people like you and in the sports, entertainment, music world involved with each team. So we can kind of create a little bit of that shit show.
Yeah. Get some extra buzz.
So we'll definitely keep you in mind.
I love going.
That.
Thanks, bro. Dude, I heard a rumor. This is a crazy rumor that
I love rumors.
that you would call like Walmart at Christmas and pay off the layaway for
I did it once.
people's gifts. Did you?
Well, I did it because I saw Tyler Perry did it.
Oh, he did.
And I was like, what a great move. Because I'm always looking for things to do. And there's some things, you do a lot of things, just keep them quiet. That's not what you do it for. But then there's times where I'm conflicted because I know if I do something that's public, it might influence other people to get on board for that. And you could do even better. So that was one thing that Tyler Perry did. And I thought what a great idea. Because people don't know. So just my little neighborhood here in Whites Creek, Tennessee, there's a Walmart right by me. That's my go-to. The Walmart and the Lowe's right there. They're just conveniently located. And if I can't get it at Walmart or Lowe's, I probably don't need it. So I had somebody go over there and I was like, it was kind of a little bit of a nail biter. It wasn't about the money. It's just, but you don't know what it's going to be. It's at Christmas time. I'm like, go find out right now what they owe on their layaways.
Wow.
And you're like, is it going to be like 300 grand? Is it going to be, 10 grand? It was like 85 grand.
Okay.
So then it was cool because I live in the neighborhood too. So I just put a little card in there that just said, Merry Christmas from your neighbor, Kid Rock.
Oh.
So people's layaways are paid and people were, excited about it and it felt great. And it was something, you can't write that off like you can if you give to another 501c3.
Right.
This is just straight cash. So to give that 80 away, I had to generate 160.
Yeah.
So it's not like, the most charity stuff, but man, it was a great feeling. I was proud of that one.
Yeah,
and then
that's
my
awesome
friends,
story. That's
Randy
cool.
Gerber, one of my best friends, Cindy Crawford, they did it at a place like in Compton or something. Mm-hmm. And I think there was an NFL coach who did it somewhere else. So what Tyler Perry started kind of caught on that year and helped a lot of people out. And I think this was kind of during the recession.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a great story, man. Yeah, I'd heard something like that. I was curious about it.
Of course, next year, everybody was fucked. Because everyone's at Walmart. Like, I bet Kid Rock's coming up here, pay off our shit. He didn't show up that year.
People are putting aquariums, guns, candy
New
apples.
tires for the truck.
Oh, yeah, whatever, dude. That's great, bro.
We got washer and dryers on fucking layaway.
What else was I thinking about? Dude, you have So I met your brother. Your brother, tell me that this story's fascinating to me, dude. This story, because your brother lost a limb.
Mm-hmm.
And how did it happen when y'all were kids?
He was 7 years old. I was 4. And we were riding up on my dad's brush hog, God rest his soul. And we were coming up a hill and it started raining a little bit. And he was trying to cut some grass on the way up the hill. And I don't know, I can't remember, so young, were we fucking around a little bit, like grabbing at apples or something, but he slipped off, fell underneath. And whoosh, that just took his leg right off. It was a conundrum. But I was so young and he was so young. It's like basically we grew up not really, I don't ever remember him really with 2 legs.
No.
And he can do anything. The fucker golfs.
Oh,
On
yeah.
one leg with no, like, he just drops his crutches, his balance. Like, that's the first thing Trump says to me every time I see him or talk to him, which is a lot. He's like, oh, your fucking brother hit the greatest shot. We're out, first time I'm golfing with Trump, I take my brother and my dad, and he's president. So it's like, it's a shit show, and it's a little nerve-wracking, you know?
Yeah.
This is before we became really good friends, you know? And you're like, this is a shit show, but it's fun.
Your brother's out there, yeah, with one leg.
And Trump goes, what happened to your brother? And I told him the story. I go, you should see him hit a golf ball. I go, this is a lot of pressure, too. So Trump goes, Billy, come hit a ball. My fucking brother, he's probably stoned. He goes and grabs Trump's driver without even asking him. Grabs it, gets over there, smokes it down the fairway like 220. And Trump's like, I want to change partners. I want Billy.
Dude, yeah, he looks like that lamp from Christmas Story, kind of. And I know Billy, and I'm only...
We call him hopping around.
He can...
I wrote a rap song about him.
Bro, his attitude is, he's fucking hilarious, dude. He's always, and he can get so much higher, I think, because he smokes pot, right?
Oh, you know, he hasn't smoked in like 3 months, he said. And then
good for him.
He was hitting his little thing. We were at my dad's service down in Florida. He passed away in February over the weekend. And he's always joking, like, you know, I'll always have him drive. We were having some beers when we put my dad's ashes in the tomb, blessed it. You know, me and my dad like drink beer. So took some beers over here. So I was having some beers there, saying goodbye. And my brother's going to drive because marijuana doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
That's what he always says, right? And then he does dumb shit. And I'm always like, marijuana doesn't affect me. Sure enough, he's backing up the truck. We're getting out of the cemetery. And some of our in-laws, my sister's in-laws, parents, fucking backs right into their truck. I'm like, marijuana doesn't affect me. Like, oh, boy.
Well, and there's less of your body to like disperse the dope too. I think if you have her missing a whole limb.
Yeah. And he's actually got himself really in shape now. I've been on this crazy health kick for the last several years.
You have been?
Yeah. Doing all this stuff like, you know, the Dana and Brecca have recommended, but I know a lot of people and I'll take you through it because I'd love to actually tell that to people who might be watching this, enjoy what I do.
Really?
It's something positive I could do for once. Because I kind of mentioned on Joe Rogan, I was like, you know, for people who like what I do are in and around my age, especially, like, it's fucking time, everyone. It's time to get our shit together, get healthy. Like, you know, you can't just run around doing what I was doing for the last 20 years forever and not expect some major consequences.
Yeah, you can't just be scoring 8 balls at a Fuddruckers and just expect things to fucking continue to prosper.
Oh, scoring 8 balls at Fuddruckers. I need that T-shirt. Oh, yeah. I'd wear that.
When did you? Because you stopped doing drugs, I know.
Yeah, that was a while back. I don't really like to get into that too much.
But that probably had something to do with I mean, that'll lead, because if you're not partying, then at least there's way better of opportunity to be able to like.
Oh, absolutely. And I started picking my battles more wisely when I'm having my beers. And when I'm sipping a little whiskey, I try not to sip whiskey out in public because that's a 50-50 right there. You don't know which Kid Rock you're going to get. Yeah, but so
tell me about it, man. So you went, it's been like a...
Just listen to this routine.
All right.
I know Mark Wahlberg put out his routine famously about what he does, and I'm kind of on something similar. So I'm up very early, like between 3:30 and 4 a.m., 4:30 at the latest.
Really? That's all, a lot of animals are up then.
Yeah.
Marsupials, I think.
And this is when I don't have shows, and it's weird now playing shows because you go out west, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been in bed for but I only sleep about 5 hours. I take a nap every day, most days. So I'm up that early. I love that morning. I get, whether I'm writing songs or going through emails, business, my mind's so fresh and nobody's up messing with me. I just got that time to myself, my coffee and cigar going. I'm jamming away. I don't care whether it's, first thing I do is make my bed, clean up my closet. Like, I'm an organized freak. After that, about 6:15, I'll do a 13-minute ab workout and stretch. 7 o'clock, my pickleball partner shows up. We play singles pickleball, which is high level cardio. Could be 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how the games go. 8:15, circuit train in the gym. Click the sauna on circuit train. Do 25, 15, 10, increasing weight. After that, red light therapy bed, 10 or 15 minutes. After that, got a bike in the sauna, ride the bike for 10 minutes just to get an extra good sweat going. Steam shower, clean up, jump in the cold tub at 44 degrees for 5 minutes, and then I feel like fucking gold. And it's work. I made my band I kind of made them a promise this year. Not that they asked, but I was like, these shows this year, I'm like, I'm going to have my shirt off for Ball with the Ball. You watch. They're like, you drink too much beer to do that. I'm like, trust me. Yeah. I've been working my ass off.
Wow. So Lamar Dixon and so in Gonzalez, the shirt's coming off, huh?
Shirt's coming off.
Let's go.
You want to see Grandpa? Yeah. You want to see Grandpa getting after it? Shit's going down.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I had them fucking 50-year-old plus women fucking losing their minds.
Oh, there'll be a lot of women out there with the exact same body as you, I bet.
No.
You don't think?
No. I'm not kidding, and these are the greatest fans on earth. I sell more extra large women's men's shirts to women than anybody on the planet. These are bigger girls, and you know what? They got fucking jobs, they got fucking money, tits. And they love the fucking party. Yeah. They got, and they love take their shirts off.
God.
Some of them probably shouldn't. But either way, we appreciate we appreciate the fucking effort every time, man.
Dude, I remember, well, one of the things when I was a child, one of the most beautiful things at Mardi Gras was seeing all the tits, and they weren't a lot of these like fancy store-bought tits. These were real fucking American Bisquick fucking chest monkeys. You know what I'm saying? Like the kind of
cornbread titties.
Oh, the kind of tit, dude, that'll look over this way for some ketchup. Like they had some fucking real just scare bears on them, you know, just a fucking tit. You could just curl up under it and take a nap. Just a fucking real tit.
Maybe that's what I should start doing for my naps. I usually just put on some Bob Ross or somebody with a soothing voice and kick back.
Bro, get you a big tit out the crowd. But at Mardi Gras, you'd be able to see those tits as a kid because
I was the king of Endymion.
Were you really?
Yeah, years back. Got to ride that float around, and what worst idea is like, so you're riding this float around the afternoon having a blast.
Yeah.
You're obviously drinking, carrying on, you know? But then I was scheduled to play at like 1 a.m. in the Superdome. So I just I don't think the show was worth the shit. It was because I was drunk.
Yeah.
And then I tried to take a nap. Got drunk again. I'm like, I'm just got to go fucking hiccup. Just got to go gotta limp through it.
In a slow hill.
I can't rock.
Yeah, what's the most lit you've ever been on a stage, you think?
It wasn't lit. I've never drank before shows.
Really?
I usually, these days, I don't drink like 2 or 3 days before shows. Like, I take that very fucking seriously.
Yeah, because I heard your live show is amazing, man. I've never been to one. I can't believe that. Maybe I'll come to the Gonzalez one.
What, do you live in a cave?
Or maybe I have been to one.
Come on, come to Gonzalez. Your sister's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Oh, you could probably fly down with me,
dude. If you're leaving on that Saturday, I could.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in that Saturday, and I'm right out after the shows. But since I got nothing, I'll hang for an hour or two after and have some fun.
Bro, that'd be so cool.
You come with me. We'll hook your sister up, man. We'll have a good time.
Dude, no, she's got a boyfriend or whatever, but you can hang out with her or whatever. I mean, or not, you could.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
You know Audrey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good.
What? Oh, I thought you said, well, fuck your sister. And I was like.
That'd be like me and you fucking your sister.
I'm out, dude. I'll wait outside the door.
What do I need to promote? The last album release I had, the only #1 record I had is when I went to jail for fighting at the Waffle House. And I'm getting out of jail next day. It's all over the news. And they're like, his new album came out today. I'm like, this is the greatest promo I've ever come up with on accident. I go, if I knew all I had to do was like just go punch somebody at Waffle House, come out of jail the day the record comes out. I'm like, I didn't have to do any interviews. I had a #1 album. I'm like, fuck, let's start doing that shit. We'll do it next album and just bang your sister together.
Hey, look, I don't think I want to do it. Okay. Dude, well, I know her so well.
All the shit I've helped you out with, career-wise, giving you advice. You could give, you could slide some dat back.
That's a good point. I'll text her after this. Shit, but here's the crazy part.
We could film it at the show and then not release it until the record drops, just so we got it in the bank.
Now we're getting, because here's the thing. It depends on it also depends on which one of my sisters too. But no, she would, dude, that'd be so great though. That'd be great.
I could make it. We could do it in a more acceptable fashion, because I know that could be weird, especially you being from the South and everything. What about if you banged my sister and I banged your sister?
Okay,
that would be probably more acceptable.
Yeah, I think that's the least we could do for each other.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah, God,
I've been sweating. Like, how am I going to promote the next album? Like, boom.
Did you? Yeah, what was that fight like at the Waffle House? Was it a good fight or no?
You know, the
it?
court thing's been settled and everything, and I'm very careful about talking about that.
Oh, you
stuff.
are? I didn't even know that it
pop
happened.
back up. You like, I haven't done real interviews in probably 10 years. I just had enough of them, and so now I'm getting back into the swing. Doing a few here and there. I finally succumbed to the podcast world, and
yeah, thanks.
And I hate, in the past, I've brought things up like that have happened. Like, boom, you get sued again.
Oh, damn.
Because you said something wrong, this, that, and other. So I
didn't think about that.
It's on TMZ. You can see a little bit of it.
What, were shows moving the needle for were late night shows? Yeah, when did you kind of take a break? Because, I remember when I first met you, I remember talking about the podcast. You're like, you said maybe one day I'm going to do, I might do one with Tucker sometime soon. And then maybe sometime after that.
I did that to promote my last album and tour. That was my last big tour that I did for The Unforeseen Future. I don't know.
Yeah, that was last year, right?
It's a couple years ago, 2 or 3. Maybe 3, I can't remember. I did 30 shows and put an album out, but all I did was that thing with Tucker. I sold out the whole tour.
Wow.
And for where I'm at without promoting records, I don't go do the radio, any of that stuff anymore. I just kind of put them out for people that dig what I do and for myself.
Yeah.
Love to make music. That's what I do. So I was like, well, fuck, that sold out the whole tour. I was like, and it became years ago when the internet started coming in. Because remember, I came up without all this shit.
Yeah, same, man.
Without cell phones and stuff, when I was getting my groove on and starting to make money and being successful, and everything had turned into a gotcha moment. And there's nobody gotcha to get better than fucking me.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking idiot. You ask me a question, I'll just start fucking diarrhea of the mouth all day long.
Yeah, yeah.
So everything would be like, it's like nothing about music. Like all of it's just like, Kid Rock, his dumbass said this, or talk shit about so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm done with it. I fucking don't need the headache.
Yeah.
And I don't know, now I'm kind of getting back into it.
Yeah.
Just because I have these shows to promote that I have a vested interest in. I own half the rodeo. I really want to see these be successful. So
wait, so the ones that are on this tour coming up with you and Jason Aldean tour, that will be the rodeo is attached to that?
No, that's separate.
Okay.
But it's still I have an ownership in these festivals
right.
in perpetuity. So if we make these successful and several years down the line, if I'm not playing all of them, if it just becomes its own brand, Rock the Country, then I get to be just involved in the background of trying to put good experiences and good music together for other people. And that kind of interests me more at this point. If I just wanted to make $1, I can just go out and book a tour. I've been very blessed, with hard work, number one, a work ethic that nobody's fucking with me work-wise. And then, have, for people like what I do, it's a show. It's an entertainment show, and you'll see that. But now I'm more interested in trying to create something, whether it's, something that you have ownership or legacy things for my son or my grandchildren or things like that. And it's a lot more work, but it's more interesting. It gets me out of bed wanting to just do better and kick ass that day.
Yeah, I like that, man. A new challenge. Yeah, it's more challenging. How can I figure this out? And also restoring some tradition. We've let go of a lot of tradition. The media has beaten down a lot of American tradition, especially in the past 5 years. Mm-hmm. And
there's a big portion of this country that's underserved. As you know, this is why Duck Dynasty and Yellowstone are so huge. Things of that nature. There's this, call them conservatives, whatever you want, maybe middle of the road, right leaning, who just don't have I'm every time I get into a series, I don't watch a ton of TV. Probably watch a little too much Fox News than I should, but I don't watch a ton of TV. I kind of would rather spend my time doing more productive things, but I like to unwind and shut my computer down for an hour at the end of the night. And it's and I don't care if there's somebody gay, somebody trans, if it makes sense to be in a show.
Yeah.
But it's every fucking one of these things you put on, it's
I know.
Here comes the trans person. I'm for what? Are they the greatest actor? Okay, great. I'm no, it's just so they're, so they have that fuck off Hollywood has their stupid balance of bullshit or whatever they're trying to
that's
do. I'm like,
retarded.
you just don't have to like insert it fucking everywhere.
Well, and it just they think it's not obvious to people, but then also like
Oh,
Hollywood.
I'm like, click.
I know. Same.
There's only 8,000 things you could stream. Like, okay, we don't have to watch Alexander the Great with two dudes like, getting down.
Well,
Just for well, maybe that would make sense because I think that dude was gay or something. Like that might make sense actually.
and if you're
Maybe that's
yeah.
the storyline. Okay, boom, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think also if you were living in a castle or something, you would
Dude, I designed a castle.
your own.
I
But
was
if
going to build one, like a small, more of a guest type house, like 4 floors. But I love architecture and interior design and all that shit. And,
Really?
I designed a castle. I'll have to show it to you sometime.
when did you realize that like you loved business as much? Because it's interesting because there's one thing to be entertainer, right? To have that ability and to be blessed with the opportunity to entertain people.
Absolutely.
That's rare. But then like when did you kind of switch that like were you always in the business mindset or did that sort of switch at some point or did that become like an added thing like okay, I can also be a businessman. Does that make sense kind of?
Kind of had to be one. It was in my blood more than most from my dad being a success. He was, put himself through Michigan State College and graduated at the top of his business class, and then started one of the top 50 Lincoln Mercury dealerships in the country, which I'm extremely proud of. I love to see these motherfuckers online like, oh, he was a rich kid. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And I wouldn't call ourselves rich. We were, upper end of middle class because now I've seen what rich really is. And we weren't, but we were better than most. And,
Right.
it was great. And I will never apologize that to fucking anybody. It's the American dream. I had 2 great fucking parents that worked their asses off. And yes, we had a pool and fucking horses and shit like that.
Oh,
and I
wow,
had to
yeah.
cut the grass and I worked my ass off. But I think I had it in my blood from my dad, number one, and had great him and uncles, people around me, but I had to be good at business because I was never the most talented guy in the room. I was not the greatest singer. I was not the greatest player. I was always one of the best DJs, things like that. But I knew how to put it all together. But I had to be shrewd in marketing and things like this. And I had to really work harder at these talents to be, to be able to get my hand in the cookie jar of the upper scale of talent, the upper end of talent wise, which I've gotten there. Some would, arguably gotten there. It depends who you ask. So, it's kind of out of necessity, and it's very interesting too, to dig in and, sometimes it's like the music business, the actual record part, like that is just a bummer. It's like,
What's happened to
it's
it, you
the
mean?
most dirty fucking business. The porn industry is more straight up than the music business. It is the dirtiest fucking business on the planet. And that can be quite upsetting and a turnoff when you're in that world dealing with it. I've seen I've seen the wizard. I know what he looks like, So,
And with like when you say something like that, like with the music, like was there ever stuff where you recorded that you couldn't release? I know that happens to a lot of my friends.
no, there were certain things I had to change, like early on with like sampling people. Like when I put my first album out with Jive when I was 18 years old, that Too Short produced a few songs and D Nice and Chuck Nice from 3 Times Dope. And I used every crazy sample, like Shattered, the Rolling Stones. They were like, and I'm rapping. I'm pretty much like rapping, like Suck My Dick in like 5 times every song on the album. Like there's nothing clean
Yeah.
about this record at all.
Well, you needed a blowjob. What do you know?
I was 18.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Dirty and gangster rap was the thing, and I wanted to be in the middle of it. But, so there was a lot of samples like Jim Croce. They were like, you're not using Jim Croce. We're rapping on dirty songs. So things like that. But no, there hasn't been. I mean, I made a lot of songs, so it's hard to think through them all on the spot.
What was it? Your dad passed away not long ago, man. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry for
February
that.
15th.
What kind of guy was he?
He was awesome. He was a character, man.
Was he?
Hard-working, patriotic son of a bitch, like loved to drink beer, work hard. As he said, we'll drink a case of beer on Friday, and that's just getting warm for Saturday. But he loved music, rock and roll, and outlaw country shit. But he was great. Of course, we butted heads when I was young because he was like, what the fuck is this kid doing? I'm the only one that didn't go to college. Didn't want anything to do with his business.
And you look like the complete opposite of college too.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm basically running around the hood, with my turntables, DJing and rapping and breakdancing and all this shit. And it was like, you could ask him if he was still here. My mom would tell you, he's like, we were worried about Bobby. Like, we're going to have to take care of him the rest of his life.
And you think they'd be worried about the guy with one leg.
Right. No. Yeah, exactly.
But then they're like, fuck, dude, this guy needs to lose a leg too.
Yeah, he needs to lose them both. Like, probably take an arm with him too. Like,
wow, man. Did they, at what point did they kind of tilt? Because I'm sure.
you know what point, when I made money.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But then he was so proud of me. Like, he came to some of my last shows in Detroit last year. I bought him this fucking pink Versace short set. Fucking like $4 or $5 grand. I can show you some pictures. Like,
with the shirt and the shorts.
Yeah, and he kind of had a wheelchair. His cancer was getting bad and stuff, but he wouldn't miss the show. So, and I had one of my hats on, and I got him a thick dookie gold rope chain, and like, everybody wanted to have their picture with him and shit, So it was quite a send off that last show for him.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's great. He was great, man. He was so proud of me, and all his children and his grandchildren. My son and him were like
really close.
And my son leaned on him for so much advice, and now he's kicking ass. Working for this company, Kraken, and also do a little side hustle with our Happy Dad guys.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's got a little side thing with them.
Your son is one of the nicest guys.
Well, it's probably the thing that you could say to me that I'm most proud of right there.
He really is.
Of everything I've done and everything I've been, people, when they say that, and it happens often for people that know him, that's the top of the food chain for me in accolades.
Yeah, he's one thing that he does, I don't know why that made me fucking he always will send me messages to say like congratulations, or just something like to let you know that he's paying attention, that he cares, He's a thoughtful guy.
He is. It must skip a generation is what my friends always joke. Like, how did you get such a great, hardworking young man?
Yeah, dude. Bobby is cool, bro.
Yeah, he's the best.
And you guys have you have 2 grandchildren from him now. Do you have other grandchildren too?
Nope, just 2 from him. I got my granddaughter was a Christmas baby. She was born at Christmas. Miss Sky, she got her a little keyboard for Christmas. Yeah. Like last year, I got a Red Ryder BB gun and a little drum machine. Like, to get started on, and she loves. I got her piano lessons too. Signed her up, found a good teacher, and she loves it. Loves it.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about that. My grandson's still just, shitting his diaper and, tearing stuff up. He's one and change.
Oh yeah. So he's still listening to some of your early stuff.
Now this is the funniest shit on earth right here. Okay, look, there's my grandson, right? The same. So my son's mother's black, right? And so my son married an Italian girl. So the kids are like a quarter black. So if you see my granddaughter, I'm sure he has posted pictures of her on there. Or maybe just a picture together. My granddaughter is just beautiful. Just looks like Halle Berry. She's got that nice skin tone,
Oh, yeah.
My grandson looks like fucking Hitler. He just came out completely white, fucking blue eyes. Like, fucking genetics, man. You never know how it's going to work.
That's
funny.
Cool, man.
Yeah, there's my granddaughter. It's just funny, you never know how genetics are going to work. And I say Hitler, obviously. I'm fucking joking, but it's kind of funny.
Of course. Yeah, whatever, dude. I don't, the people are so stupid.
But, some fucking MSNBC will run with some headline. Kid Rock calls his grandson Hitler. I'm like, fuck off.
We had Roseanne Barr on, and we got in trouble. She's fucking great, isn't she?
Love her. I mean, I haven't seen her or talked to her in years, but we've spent a little time together through the years. I think I was saying to somebody, like,
entertaining.
Like, I have no interest in television at all. Zero. I was like, I would have to look at that hard. I wish Roseanne would do like a new show and just get everybody that's kind of been in that cancel culture thing, whether they've been canceled or not, everyone that's got on their radar, like me or whoever, like, the guy from Seinfeld, or like, messed up, said the N-word, like, get all these fucking people together and like just create the greatest comedy sketch show, like, well, a Roseanne or something like that. Just do something like that. Like, get them all together.
Yeah.
I was like, I would take a hard look at, maybe not doing everything, but
you pop
maybe
in.
I'm like, the garbage
trans
man
neighbor.
that comes like, I'm the trans neighbor.
That'd be great, bro.
Even better. That's genius. Dude, I don't think I have the acting chops for it, though.
I bet you could, though.
No, it's like when I did Joe Dirt, our buddy Spade, I'm like, dude, I really don't want, I didn't know him, but I'm like, get him on the phone. I was like, dude, what? I go, I don't really want to act. I go, have you seen me? I look like fucking Brad Armpit. I'm like, and he goes, dude, it's like you play a dirtbag who's like super mean to me. And he goes, it's not like a stretch role. I'm like, you dick.
Dude, you guys play golf a lot, right?
Yeah, we've been buddies ever since Joe Dirt.
He's one.
I
of
don't
those-
think he can tell too many people in Hollywood. As he says, he goes, dude, you're like Hollywood's kryptonite.
Yeah. Fuck
I'm
Hollywood.
fucking proud of that, too.
Yeah, dude. You're my mother's absolute favorite, dude. Just because this is why she's probably never heard any of your music, but because you say what you want to say. That's what she always
I
says.
hear that quite often.
Yeah.
Actually, Grandparents' Day this year, my granddaughter's school, which, by the way, is the greatest thing ever. Like,
What?
I go into
School?
Grandparents' Day.
Oh,
That's where the grandparents come or special
and
friends.
you
Like,
showed up?
I go every year.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah. But this is the best part. So I walk into the arena for the ceremony first. Winona Judd singing.
No
Got her
way.
guitar, like one of my favorites. I love Winona. So she's singing. I'm like, oh, this is like unbelievable. And then we're walking around. The funny part was we're visiting her classrooms, your classroom teacher showing me different things around the school. And like the whole time, like,
You're like
a lot of
learning.
other granddads are coming up and they're like, keep giving him hell, Rock.
Yeah.
He's like, we love what you stand for. Trump, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And like, it happens quite a bit that afternoon. And we come out and I'm going to take my granddaughter to lunch after. She's like, you got a lot of friends. You got a lot of fans here, Papa. And I'm like, oh, she's paying attention.
Well, the thing is, there's so many people. I think for years also were afraid of losing their jobs, especially in Hollywood, if they said anything that was openly conservative. You know, Hollywood gets this carte blanche, or has over the years, to make fun of. Like the only person they would make fun of is white males, mostly, and so I think that's where they lost a lot of people. That's where they like.
Started to ruin comedy.
Oh, they fucking
Now it's kind of coming, like people have had enough of it, whether you're liberal, conservative, whatever. I think the majority of just common sense thinking people are like, yeah, this has gone too far.
Yeah.
Like when you can't joke about anything, because we've talked about it with you.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, and you know me, remember, I'm like, I drew a line. I go like, here's the line for you in comedy. And I'm like, and you're kind of standing right behind it, right on the edge. I go, I would employ you to fucking jump about 3 feet past the line. Like, just say what's funny. And if people can't handle it, fuck them.
Yeah.
And I really didn't change. I came out with middle fingers on my CDs, like running my mouth. It's like, I always say, and I sound redundant probably, but I haven't changed. The times have changed.
Yeah.
I've been doing the same thing since day one.
Dude, you know what? I think that's really true about you. Because sometimes I think some things you say, I'm like, it seems like sometimes I'll be like, that seems kind of outdated. But the truth is just that times have changed.
And there's probably things I maybe don't want to get blackout drunk and say at 53 years old anymore. Like, you know, like fucking act your age sometimes. But I'm like, I like to have a good time too. And you know, there's several times, and it's all out there for the taking. When I'm fucked up. I probably should be on the honky tonk with a fucking microphone, but I really don't give a shit. To some people, it's probably interesting and fun. It's, you know, and it's not that I don't mean to say it. It's maybe that I shouldn't have. I don't know.
Well, we've changed. It has changed over time, though. It's changed to like what people. I mean, the same people own so much of the industry that it's like the same companies and everything that it's like people have just been afraid to speak up.
Well, their social standings. It could be their social standings. It could be their jobs and careers. Yeah, and you know, I talked to a lot of the younger, especially in this town, country acts, things like this, who are being successful coming up. And, you know, if we get in talking about it, I'm like, look, I wouldn't employ that you get into anything that I do. Or, you know, like, you know, you need to, like, you know, I've always said I don't give a shit about awards at any level. I was like, I don't need those fucking accolades. I don't want them. I'm not willing to play the politics or put the penises in my mouth to get them.
Yeah.
You know, I've tickled some balls through the years, but I'm not certain penis in mouth.
But is that gay, or is that just making you know?
That's to try and get an award. You know, I don't think that's gay. Either way, I'm no penises in my mouth, period.
That's fair.
So, but I tell these younger kids, you know, seriously, I'm like, you know, I would advise not staying out of it. You know, but don't go around at the same time acting like, because there's a lot of these country guys too who are like, you know, I'm a badass. I say what the fuck I want. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You absolutely do not. And it's very apparent. So you might not want to act, you know, run around town like, no, I do what the fuck I want. And it's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't. I know. Well, there's
And
so
I'm not employing them to do that. I'm
Right.
like, but don't act like at the same time. You know, I'm not acting like anything. Yeah, there's a Kid Rock and there's a Bob Ritchie, but they're the same people. It's just, you know. Yeah, I'm sure you didn't want to talk to fucking Bob Ritchie today. That's boring as shit. I'm like, you want to talk to Kid Rock.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think you always seem kind of like the same person to me. But also, do you feel like at your level, once you have a certain level of money and you know you're going to be okay, it is easier to say what you want?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you also become a bigger target, for people who would like to take things away from me at some level, because I pissed them off or said something they don't agree with or said something very harsh that maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But I never cared. I was talking cash money shit since I was broke when I was young.
Yeah.
I've talked cash money shit. I probably came out of the womb talking cash money shit.
Yeah. And they're like, it's a boy, it's a girl, it's somebody talking shit. That's all we know.
It's a shit talking. It's a shit talker with two legs.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking America's favorite dirt serpent over here. They just had that law that passed here that I thought was really cool. Can you see? Mm-hmm. Oh, you got it. Luke Bryan praises Tennessee Act for protecting artists from being exploited by AI. This is pretty fascinating.
I agree. But I'm also not sure I'm against it yet. I'm like, so you're telling me some kid can AI my voice and like potentially make hit records and I don't got to do shit? I'm like, I'm in.
But can you get any royalties from it though? That's where I think it would get tricky. Using nothing more than a few.
I don't give a shit.
Why?
Because if I can go play that song that somebody else comes up with live, money's at the gate.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, like that guy can't go unless he's a DJ. Then he could take the song somewhere, but he couldn't actually go and do a live.
They can play live if they want, but they're not gonna be able to do as good as me.
Right.
You can go watch the cover Kid Rock Band all you want.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be?
Well, it's also hold on.
There's a Theo Vaughn, lookalike that's working the Vegas trip or something. You think that kid's gonna be as funny as you?
That's true. But also the Kid Rock cover band guy is also just some guy who's been experimenting with probably methamphetamine, to be honest,
Absolutely.
Using nothing more than a few sentences, AI can produce a full song, an entire movie, or even art. While some enjoy the opportunities AI allows, Luke Bryan recently praised Tennessee for passing new legislation surrounding the technology.
Dude, I would employ everyone, and I don't know if I should put this out there, but it's probably, I don't think I'm the first person to come up with this, but I think I'm one of the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting around the other day messing with AI, and I just started typing in like, create me an image of Kid Rock with a gold gun in front of Mount Rushmore with an American flag and a bald eagle. And it pops up this thing, and then I'm like, make it look more like Kid Rock. And I'm like, there's a merch shirt. I go, I can sell the shit out of that merchandise. I sent it to a couple people, and they're like, dude, my wife loves it. Like, and I'm like,
yeah, like my wife just left me, and they're like, wow.
But then I'm like, think about merch capabilities. So I can just use my mind rather than have a graphics designer sit there.
Right.
Have to go through that process, which I've done for years. Now I can just kind of, even if I get it close, then I can take it to someone and be like, okay, let's touch this up and this, but just for creating merch ideas. I'm like, this is.
And you were able to just do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you just go to AI and start typing in cool shit. Things you think, and you're like, oh my God, like my buddy did one. It's funny. He goes, make one of, he was sitting there before pickleball. He's in tech, and he's like, make one of Kid Rock, like he's the king of Bud Light make it as Americana as you can. And he's like a superhero. And this thing comes out and you're like, oh, that's fucking funny. It's fucking funny.
You have to send me the images, man. You got them?
Oh, yeah, I better got them right.
Yeah.
This is the one I just explained to you. Tell me that's not good.
Oh my God, bro.
That's a t-shirt.
Dude, that's crazy. This looked like Travis Tritt's wet dream, dude. Really. This looked like definitely something.
I love Travis Tritt.
Yeah. You even look like that even looks like Tristan Tritt a little bit too, Just the face part.
I'm nowhere near that good looking, but it's a cartoon and I'll sell it.
You made this?
Yes.
That's bro.
In about a minute and a half.
Wow. Fuck. That's crazy, man.
And everyone else, you'll see it.
You'll see it.
On sale, first weekend in April in Gonzales, Louisiana.
I'm going to go, man. I'm going to go. I don't think I have
awesome.
anything to do that weekend, so I'm going to go. Excited about protecting.
Got a special guest introducing me at that show, too.
That'll be me. Damn. Oh, I know. Oh, do you have somebody
I
coming?
already got someone
Oh,
lined
damn.
up.
I put it me.
I think the crowd's going to be pretty excited.
Because there's different people that are on the tour. I think I saw
It's
Miranda
different.
Lambert.
Yes, it's there are different shows in different cities, but there's a lineup Friday and Saturday. Me and Aldean flip-flop, who's playing Friday, who's playing Saturday. It didn't matter to me. But yeah, everyone from Hank Jr., Leonard Skinner, Miranda Lambert, Brantley Gilbert, Travis Tritt, like Big and Rich with Gretchen Wilson, like
Wow.
and a cast of other people. And it just depends, people just need to go to rockthecountry.com because
Okay.
my buddy Trace sent me the other day, our friend Trace, sent me this thing and he's like, dude, these tickets are misleading because it was saying like me and Hank and Jason were on both nights. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want that out there. So I sent it to my partners, Premier Entertainment. I'm like, hey, this is no good. And he hits me back. He goes, we're on it. Because I don't want to mislead people ever.
Yeah.
And boom, it was on StubHub. It's like a secondary ticket
Oh, so
market
they're
where
lying over
basically
there.
scalping tickets. Like, and if you go to those sites to buy them, like, God bless you, but
That's
we ain't
not it.
responsible for any of that shit. You go to rockthecountry.com and get the tickets for where we're trying to sell them, and it has all the correct info. So I just like people to be aware of that. When you're going on these secondary sites, you got to be aware of misinformation on anything.
Yeah, people will send me links. They're like, this ticket's $210. I'm like, bro, I've never heard of that site. And if you go to this other site, and sometimes I'll try and find it for them, it's $70.
Okay, address this other thing that I've been wanting to put out there in the public and try to figure out a way to do it with. And it's been happening to a lot of people. I would be surprised if it hasn't happened to you.
Yeah.
These women sending money to fake Kid Rock's call them, this, that, and the other. And I've had, I can't tell you how many. Like either reach out, we had several of them. One lady showed up at my gate in a U-Haul truck with her dog, had sold her house and given her life savings of like $30,000 to some troll on the internet saying I would wanted to be with her. But here's how they do it. It's pretty genius. They say like, me and Audrey, my fiance, we've been together 17 years. So these bad actors get these people to respond. And then they say, listen, I want to get to know you better. And then they get them like kind of on the hook. Then they say, well, I'm getting divorced from Audrey and my money's tied up. So if you could just send me a little money to tie me over that time, then we can be together. And I know Kenny Chesney said it's happened to him. Even Uncle Cracker, it's happened to him. It's out there. It's like, people, do not send fucking money over the internet to anybody. And then when they show up there, I'm like, well, there's nothing you could say if you were that naive to send fucking money to somebody. Like, you think I'm on the internet asking people for money? By the way, all you have to do is look and it's a fake website. Like at that point, there's no conversation to have. I just feel bad for them.
What did you say when the lady showed up? Did you have any pets?
Oh, I wasn't. My security handled it. But it's happened. It hasn't happened once or twice or 3 or 4 times
But she showed up in a U-Haul.
with her dog. With
Oh,
all
with
her
the dog.
shit in the back.
Oh.
And then the other one that I've
It's
been
not bad
trying.
to only have one U-Haul worth of shit to be a adult female. I feel like that's not that much.
Probably could let her stay for like a month, right? So this is the other one. I want to get out there in a public way. And I've been trying to figure out how to film a video, put it out there, but I'm like, there's no win. You just look like a cocksucker.
Yeah.
I just look like a dick, but I want to put it out there and see if I can do it in a more elegant way. Okay, on holidays, birthdays, 4th of July, whatever it is, like if you're in my Rolodex and it means that much to you, please send a card.
Right.
Stop texting happy birthday,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, happy. It's like, I think most of us, and I know I'm in a different, very blessed place
Happy
to be.
BLM. I get that every year.
No, but I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, on Christmas, I want to spend that with my grandkids, this,
Right.
that, and the other. And like, say my brother-in-law is bringing over the turkey that day and he has a question to ask about it. Like, say I don't even want to answer him. I have to dig for that text through 75, 80, 100, like Merry Christmases. And I appreciate it very much. I'm very blessed to have a lot of friends, but like, if it means that much, like, please send a card.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be upset if you don't text me on my birthday or say me on Christmas. Like, those are special times. Like, and you want to spend it with family, and we need to get the fuck off our phones and computers on those days and get back to spending that time with the ones we love.
Yeah.
So that's my spiel.
No, I think it's true, man. I just had a birthday and it was like, oh man, you spend half the birthday and then you feel bad that you didn't get back to people. That kind of stuff's a nightmare.
Exactly. Dude, you didn't text me back. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. When somebody's like that about things too, it's like, unless it's something that's super crucial or important, like,
Starting to do that is like people in your spot, maybe like people at Fox News and different places. Like, I have a lot of friends there. I've made friends with pretty much all the personalities at Fox one way or the other through the years, and several other channels and this, that, and the other.
mm-hmm.
And so I'll go, try to promote something, do somebody's show. And the other one started hitting me like, I can't believe you're doing so-and-so show.
Right.
I'm like, are you shitting me? Like, just like I got to go on everybody's show or you're going to, and it's not like they're mad, but they just give me a little bit of shit. And I'm like, I don't need to get shit from you people. Like, I'm just trying to do what's best for my career. I love you. I'm definitely going to try to do something with all my friends in the space at some point and help them out, to have a great show. I want to see everybody win. I'm a good friend. I'm a team player, but it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, that happens a lot too. I think with podcasting, it's like, oh, you went on that show. What about my? And it's like you're just trying to survive. You're trying to get through your year, and especially when you podcast, you have to do your own. So it's hard to like. I'll try and do like 3 or 4 a year of my friends, because they've done mine, and I want to, do that. And
I could do a podcast every single week. The people that reach out for me that are all friends.
Yeah,
and I don't care if it's politics, entertainment, actors, whatever. Like I could do one every single week.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's interesting. Oh, yeah. Let me read that last part of that AI so I can finish that up. Yeah, I just want to read that second. The move makes Tennessee, long known as the birthplace of music and the launchpad for musical legends, the first state in the U.S. to enact such measures. What does it do, though? What is the actual bill? What does it say?
Basically, you own the rights to your voice and your image and likeness, which has been that way for all time, but people also couldn't create like a song that sounds exactly like whoever. That this technology this is just the tip of the iceberg, this technology.
Well, I wonder, go back one more time. It says the volunteer state is just one of 3 states where name, photographs, and likeness are considered a property right rather than a right of publicity.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that. That's why I probably go back.
And Tennessee should be leading that fight, with people like Marsha Blackburn and my friend Senator Bill Haggerty and Governor Bill Lee. They should be leading this charge. I've actually talked to several of them about really taking a hard look at Ticketmaster. Like they have a monopoly.
It's sick.
And even though I make a lot of money for them and I love the people at Live Nation, we've done great business together. I'm like, this is fucked up. Like I'll be the first one to admit like I'm overpaid. There's no reason to make this much money, but I can't control it because the market dictated in Ticketmaster. They made over $1 billion in the secondary market last year. That means if you buy a ticket and go to a concert, you're their worst customer. They want that ticket to resell and resell and keep getting that money on it. And they could cut it out, but the government will not hold them responsible to stop the bots. The government says we're going to do it, and they're not doing shit. And these bots are out of hand. We have to I could charge so much less if I could get those tickets to people that want to come see me as fans. But like when we've done it in the past, $20 tickets, it's like we have to scalp our own tickets just to combat the real scalpers.
Yeah.
And I know people that do this that used to work at big banks like Goldman Sachs. They do this full time and it's nothing illegal. They go on, whatever night of the week and they buy as many tickets as they can to like 10, 15 of the hottest shows in the world. And then they just resell them for a markup. And they're making more money than they were being at a huge bank.
Yeah, and the fees, you'll sell 2 tickets for $120 and the fees are $60.
No, they're $120. They're almost it's insanity. And you're telling me we can't get this under control? And I've told our senators here in Tennessee, the problem is Republicans too. This is one thing where I'm more, leaning left on this because I'm a capitalist and a lot of conservatives, we free market capitalism. I'm like, This is out of hand. This is a place where regulation makes sense. I'm for deregulation on most things, but I'm like, this is somewhere where it makes sense. And this is something maybe I can actually try and do because it's something I know something about and have done the homework on it.
Right.
So we'll see.
What does something like that include, though? You think it's like starting a site? Like, because I'm sure people have tried to start different sites and different ways of doing it. I wonder how you would probably...
Ticketmaster has a monopoly.
Yeah.
There's other places that do their own
monopoly is
ticketing.
illegal?
Yes. Yeah, you can't just control the whole market on anything. People have to be able to compete, offer a service because that's what keeps prices in check and coming down. If you're the only guy that sells camel pants in town, you can charge whatever you want.
Yeah, I know Zach Bryan was tried to have a new method where they reached out direct. It was like a lottery system.
It's a conundrum. Trust me, I just saw Eddie Vedder recently at an event, and Pearl Jam was really the first people that really went down this rabbit hole of Ticketmaster.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right, and I was, just talked to him briefly. I was like, hey, I'm kind of going down that rabbit hole again. If you want to get on board, because this needs to be he's obviously liberal, and you know where my politics stand. But I go, this is something where I think we could get together on and because we're doing this for people, for fans, to try to make things better,
Yeah, it's
fair.
so sick.
So we'll see. But all of us when we were younger, just like Zach Bryan's doing, it's like we all want to try and change it. And then you get down this deep, dark hole and you're like, fuck, I can't do it. We need these politicians to change it. Or they need to straighten up, and Ticketmaster needs to do the right thing because they're claiming it's the right thing, this verified fan and all this shit. Well, guess what? The artists don't get any of that.
Yeah.
It's fucking highway
It's unbelievable.
robbery.
Well, to the fact that you would pay the same amount for ticketing fees, which is online, that you would to an artist for their, it's like,
And Joe Biden's out there talking about like, oh, we got it under control. All he did was make them print what the fee is.
right.
Not like change it. No, you just have to tell people where you're fucking them. All you got to do is put that on there. It's bananas.
Yeah, it makes me sad. And you know what? It makes me sick. Sometimes it makes me sad to even put tickets on sale because I know that part of it is going to be that people are going to have to pay those fees,
It's crazy.
I did want to get this part. Scroll up a little bit so I can read this part, please. The volunteer state is just one of 3 states where name, photographs, and likeness are considered a property rather than a right of publicity. So that's interesting. I think that's why they can't do like TMZ here and stuff like that.
No, they tried.
They did?
We ran them fuckers out of town.
Fuck them. What
Not in here. You do that shit bullshit in LA and New York where people call you and they want that fucking lifestyle. It's like, and I'm sure there's a couple idiots here that want it. It's like, majority of us don't. And you're not going to be treated very nicely around here.
Yeah.
Don't bring that bullshit to Tennessee. I tell you, did you get one of my bumper stickers?
Mm-mm.
That sticker's made as they don't turn Nashville into the piece of shit city you moved here from.
Wow. I wonder if it's happening more. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be harder for people to. I was actually talking with Nick Cannon about this the other day. He was saying that in the future, you would be able to be in a movie just by licensing yourself to that movie and never have to go to a set or never have to.
So work less, make the same amount. I'm in.
Yeah.
That took me about, half a second to do that math?
But then what would it be like for new people trying to get in? Would that be tough?
They're not. They're cut out. You're done. There's no more actors. They don't need you anymore. Everyone's an avatar, and it's so good that you're done. They don't need musicians anymore. Well, you need musicians to play live.
Right. Right. That's where you need.
That's where you need actors. Like, sick of you bitching about you didn't get your tofu at the right time and your trailer in the favored nation's like, just stay home. We got it.
It could all change. It could happen fast, huh? Well, why isn't there enough legislation that protects people anymore? It feels like that's really disappeared.
Government's always behind. If you're looking for the government to be ahead of things,
yeah.
The famous Ronald Reagan, line was, the worst thing you could hear is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah.
It's like the worst shit you could hear in any situation. He nailed it. It's government. It's like a corporation. It takes them forever to get anything done. And that's because our forefathers put in a lot of checks and balances, which makes sense in a lot of ways. Nobody just has this, that much power.
Right.
But it takes a while. So the government's never going to be ahead of things. Like they're trying to get ahead of A&I because, it sounds like there's some scary shit that could go on. We're all going to be being born in cocoons like one of those movies or some shit, or our future generations. But, they're not going to get ahead of anything ever. Never have.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it feels like the responsibility is more and more on the person, maybe more than ever, to take care of yourself, your family, to have some sort of
Yeah, we know how that goes. There's always going to be bad actors that
I know
that fuck the class curve up. Like most of us want to work hard and live and be decent people, this, that, and the other. And you know what pisses me the fuck off? I mean, it drives me nuts. Every time I go in the refrigerator and get something new out, bottle of ketchup. And I got to cut a plastic seal off here. I got to take something off here. I'm like, because some fucking jackass years ago decided, poison like food or like, do some shit like this. I'm like, why are we, and we probably put him in jail for a little while. It's like, no, kill him. Get those people out of don't let these people breed. Just get them out of the system.
Yeah.
What it does is just ruins people's lives, and the stupidest shit like that, which sounds like,
no, but it bugs
I'm spoiled,
everybody.
I'll admit it.
But that kind of shit bugs everybody. It's the TSA of it all. It's like in Australia, you can still go meet somebody at the gate at the airport.
Wow.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. It's like, and their food is different. Like it doesn't have as much stuff in it, so like it tastes different.
I'm big on that. Like,
yeah.
Have you got this app yet? I'll promote it because it's a smaller company. It's great. It's called Yuka, Yuka. So you grab that, It doesn't do liquor. I don't think healthy, energy drinks, but does everything else in your cupboard. And you I eat like fresh cut. I intermittent fast too. I didn't throw that in.
Do you really?
Yeah. I
Dear
do at least 4
God.
days in a row a week, where I only eat in a 6-hour window, and it's a lot of fresh cut vegetables or like, protein salmon. We have chickens, eggs. I eat what I want for dinner, blah, blah, blah. But this app, you go in like, say I use tzatziki or hummus for my fresh cut vegetables, have a little flavor. Well, there's one hummus you can get where this app scores it. You just hit the barcode and it'll tell you what's wrong with it and make choices. Like there's one tzatziki sauce I had, says 0 out of 100, 100 being the best. And then there's another one that Audrey buys that's like a 75. So that you can make healthier choices on the fly in the grocery store or in your cupboard.
Yucca.
Yeah, Yucca. It's pretty interesting. I hope, people would, there it is, would get this, download this and give it a try. And hopefully they'll make some better choices.
Damn, dude. I used to miss that going to the grocery store with my mom when you were a kid. And remember at the end, you'd always wait till the very end. You'd try to behave and then you'd ask mom, hey, can I get this at the candy
Can we get some Twinkies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get this? Where do you stand with Bud Light these days, Bob? I know you still drink it.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah.
But they just keep fucking with me. It's awesome.
Do they?
We've become friends, actually, the CEO and some of the guys are, I really like them, they, like I said, I don't want to dig it out again, but the latest one is on my birthday, they sent me the truck buying with 100 cases of Bud Light.
They
I'm
did?
like, smart asses. Now they just sent me 20 Bud Light bowling balls. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
all right. Great conversation pieces,
Yeah, it's
I'm
fun.
a man of God, God-fearing man. And I think they messed up and I believe in forgiveness. And I'm like, all right. And now look what, when you see what Planet Fitness is doing, you see what Ben and Jerry's stands for, maybe
Fuck Ben and Jerry's, dude.
Right, fuck them. That's like not even like, that's so far gone. You're like, I don't even want to discuss about it. But places like Starbucks and fucking, Target at some level, it's like, hey, you guys going to wake up? Like,
Well, yeah.
just leave, stay the fuck out of it.
Well, but why even try? Like, I know you want to be supportive, but just have gay employees. Have like,
You can't help that. We all got gay employees, gay family members, gay friends. It's just part of, what it is. It's like you're either fucking cool or you're not cool.
Agreed.
It's a fucking bottom line.
yeah, I don't need, this a big thing that's like, come be gay here or whatever. And it's like, I just want to be at Target, man. It's already kind of fucking gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, so yeah, when people try to over push it, it's just so fucking dumb. Well, Bud Light also had they had a woman and she was just dumb.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think is going to happen when you hire?
Not that women are dumb, but that lady just made it.
Yes, exactly. When you hire a woke, whatever something-year-old out of some liberal college, to come work in whatever, New York City or wherever to do marketing. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
The bottom line is, and they were riding number one. They weren't watching the hen house and a fucking fox got in.
A fox got in. Dude, Dylan Mulvaney is a fox. I'll say this, dude. That guy he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Dude, some
bro.
of those videos are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
Of
if you
him
just
just-
hear entertain, like when he was, I don't know if he was all transit, but he was on The Price is Right. You're like, oh my God, this is fucking good.
I didn't see that. He's
You
on there.
haven't seen it?
I didn't see it.
It's fucking good.
Bro, this fella he just says he's kind of low key, like as smart as you could be about it. He's a marketing guru.
Like, I got no problem. Kid try to do his things. I'm just like, do things that align with, his lifestyle and whatever fucking brand that is. I'm like, but might not want to try to sell camo fucking, camo guns with Dylan Mulvaney. Like, that's just common sense.
Yeah, some of it's just
Has nothing to
common
do with
sense.
fucking transits. I'm like no fan of it. I had the lifestyle. Like, yeah, you're not going to get fucking me. I'm not going to be fucking cheerleading for that shit. Yeah, but I understand America. And if you're a freedom loving dude like myself, then at some level publicly, that's fine.
Yeah, people need to be able to live comfortably too.
Yeah.
What anything else you want to go over? Or was there any other good news articles that came up?
Oh, dude, so Sturgis, I played that off and on the motorcycle rally.
Yeah, I never been up there.
That's wild. So I've done it off and on for the last 20 some years or whatever. But I think, and this isn't confirmed yet, but we've had some conversations. I think Trump's going to come speak before I play out there. And it's already nutty. It's just like all bikers, like probably 30 to 40,000 already.
Wow.
Like, so no telling what, if this comes through.
The hills will be alive, huh?
Oh, man.
What was the first fight that you went to with Trump? How did that come to pass, kind of? I know that Dana and Trump are friends. Had
Yeah,
you met
we're all friends, and obviously love Dana, love the UFC, love Trump. We know all mutual friends, and Dana had this idea like to take American Badass and make this entrance with Trump, and I was like, fuck yes. I didn't know we were gonna all sit there at the front and center the whole time. Like, I'm like, yeah, I can get down with this anytime. I wasn't able to make the last one, but obviously love Dana, love what he's done. It's bananas, man. You've been there.
Oh, it's unbelievable, man. I've been there when you arrive. Yeah, play it up, play one of them. Even if
I don't play second fiddle a lot either.
That's true, kind of. You kind of
fun.
walk in like in just in support.
Right.
Yeah, bro. When they roll in, it is an entrance.
We have a blast too. Like, I sit next to Trump, drink my beers, we gamble on some fights, like throw 100 on just to keep it interesting and stuff. And
Will you guys bet against each other or you bet online?
no, we'll bet against each other.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Have you learned to like UFC more? Or have you developed any more appreciation for it? Or
Yeah. I love all like fighting sports. I was big into boxing too. Still love boxing, but I love MMA and especially what Dana's done with the league. You know what I mean? Like he's just on it.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys
yeah.
who's going to win no matter where he was, what he was doing. He's just that level of hard work, brains, common sense.
I don't think people understand the level of work that it takes too. It's like all the free moments that you want to have a free moment, you have to choose, I'm not going to have a free moment right now. I have to do something either immediately just to make myself healthier to be able to keep going, or I have to do some work.
Absolutely. And I tell people all the time, it's absolutely, I believe, impossible to be very successful working 40 to 50 hours a week.
Oh, you
Never
think
going
so?
to happen. Yeah. I mean, it takes, anybody successful will tell you like, oh no, that was, they're working 75, 80 hours a week. Like it's nonstop. You're just go, go, go.
Yeah. I mean, last night I was up watching and editing, looking over questions for today. I probably went to bed at 1.
Right.
I wanted to go to bed earlier probably, but it just didn't happen. But I think that's
I gotta say, you're doing great too. Just great questions, cool, laid back talking. Like, you're the third one I've done now. I've done Bill Maher and Rogan, and you're great, man. And
Thanks,
I love the commute over here.
That's true.
I
It's
have
close.
to fly to LA or Austin.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, I feel that's one thing I do feel that's been nice about Nashville, man, is being able to meet different folks.
And at some point, everybody comes through here, as you know.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody you want to have on, you can be like, look, when you come through, boom, it's so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice, man. And just being able to be around like country music. I think my mother may want to move here at some point.
My mom just bought a condo here.
Your mom did?
Yep.
So after your father passed, she's moving here?
She's going to start spending a lot more time here. She's like, there's no amount of sunshine because there's snowbirds, Florida and northern Michigan's in the summer. And she's like, there's no amount of sunshine that's worth not being near to my family and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I'm like, all right. And she loves music.
Oh, really?
She's turned me on to a lot of great music. She's like digs underground. Like she was just here a few weeks ago. She like went and saw, Randy Rogers.
Yeah.
A great band out of Texas. And like she was there at the show and got to meet them and the opener and like she just had a blast. She would do that all the time.
Have you heard of Red Clay Strays? Have you listened to them? I like their stuff, man.
I dig them.
Tell me about like northern Michigan, because I always hear you talk about northern Michigan and
It is God's country.
is it really?
It's like, the cleanest lakes of water you could drink, the freshest vegetables and food in the summertime, the greatest people on earth. It's like kind of the Hamptons, but there's wealth up there and there's middle to, working class. Everything in the summer, of course, there's a lot more wealth on the lakes and things like that. But everybody's it's more like a working man's wealthy situation. And people that everyone gets along. It's like kids are ecstatic to have their first job at McDonald's. It's not some disgruntled single mother, spitting on your food or some shit like, the ice cream shop. Like it's like a Norman Rockwell painting, basically. I love it. Love up North Michigan.
Yeah, I got to get up there, man. Didn't you take Jimmy John's yacht up there one time? Is that a true story?
Yeah, he's brought it up. Yeah, he let me sail. I had a house in Detroit, and it was going to Chicago. And he goes, "Hey, if you want to jump on and take care of the crew, whatever, and take some friends." And I was like, "Dude, the yacht on the Great Lakes," which was great for a week. Everyone thought it was my yacht. It's 200-foot shit show. It's beautiful and so cool of him to let me do it. And it was pretty funny. One of my working class buddies was on there with me. Yeah. And he's like, he goes, there's more staff on there than friends.
Yeah.
Just buddies with their wives. And he's like, dude, I just don't understand this level of wealth. Like, I can't like get past it. And I go, dude, I'm going to tell you something. I go, you know how the fuck you get to this level of wealth right here? Like Jimmy John? You know what he does? I go, makes a really good turkey sandwich.
I know. He
we
works
love
really
Jimmy
hard.
John. We love Jimmy.
Yeah.
Love him.
Hard worker.
Great
there was
friend.
one article about somebody in Michigan. What was that? Let's hit one or two more news stories, and then we'll. Oh, they got leprosy in Florida? Yep. Well, they had that fake tit wash up on the beach down there. And you got
leprosy. What is everybody petting armadillos down there or something?
Really crazy. Bro, did you ever have any, over the years, it feels like you would have come across some crazy pets. Like, did you ever?
Did I ever have crazy pets or?
Like, because it was that fad kind of time where people were like.
I remember Tony Stewart had like a tiger and then he had, a couple monkeys and shit. But
he also had a couple chicks from Buc-ee's, I know. That he likes some real ass women, dude. Tony will roll up with a fucking real ass woman, bro.
I love Tony. Never too crazy. We got, horses and dogs, chickens, and had some longhorn steer. And I used to have parrots when I was a kid.
Really?
I used to flip them for money. I get these like cockatiels, these blue front Amazons, teach them how to talk, and then flip them, make $200-$300.
And then you fucking ended up still flipping the bird,
and
bro.
I went and bought them hip hop records, son. Got down. I was flipping parrots, getting into hip hop.
That's crazy. And who had a couple parrots on? Like, where'd you did somebody
you
get
buy
you
them
one?
like pet stores or people, raised them, like hand fed, cockatoo or cockatiel or blue front Amazon. And the best is like they mimicked like my mom always used to yell for somebody, especially my dad. He might be down at the barn and she's like, Bill! And that one of my birds keep in front of the window in the summertime with the window open, and that mother would start going, Bill! And my dad would be like, what? She'd be like, Bill! And then my dad would come running up. The barn was quite, we had 6 acres, was down, whatever. My dad would come running up sweating, and he'd be like, fucking what, Susie? And my mom would be like, what are you talking about? I didn't call you. He'd be like, God damn that fucking parrot, I'm going to kill it.
That's awesome, man. That's fun, dude.
I say fuck too much, don't I?
I don't know. I didn't notice it that much.
So I heard from a few of my last podcasts. It was like, dude, you say fuck like every other word. I'm like, I fucking do not.
I didn't even notice it. Teacher alleges she was fired from Michigan school because of her rap career.
What?
This is up your alley. A woman who began in
Taylor. That's where
Michigan.
Joe C was from.
Really?
We call it Taylor Tucky.
Yeah.
Taylor's some working class.
Fuck
like,
yeah,
awesome.
dude.
We love Taylor.
A woman who began working at Taylor Prep High School in August says she was fired last month because she refused to erase materials she created for her rap career. A parent of one of the students complained about Dominique Brown's content after the parent discovered one of Brown's music videos. Brown, who goes by the stage name Drippin' Honey, respect,
Hey, Drippin' Honey,
says the parent
I hear you.
anonymously complained about her content, leading to a meeting between Brown, the school dean, etc. Brown allegedly asked the school to tell her in writing what issue the school had.
I hope she gets a single out quick.
She was given an ultimatum. Ooh.
What was her name again?
Drippin' Honey.
Drippin' Honey. Yes, she is.
Wow. Dang, baby.
I gotta peep out her stuff.
Drizzle.
What if she just had a couple bangers and they got an OnlyFans thing going, like double down?
Drizzle
You're
over.
gonna be a bear, be a grizzly.
Yeah, huh? Drizzle over here, shorty. What about this? Reminds me of It's So Cold in the D. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
You ever meet her?
How the fuck we supposed to be free? So cold. No, but I would love to.
Pull that up, dude.
It's
Play
so cold in the D. How the fuck we supposed to be free? Video is just genius.
Yeah,
Just kind of go into it a little bit.
yeah.
This.
Yeah, just play like start 10 seconds in, maybe. Yeah. I love these
Everybody's
kind
so
of videos.
hype in this video. I gotta get them to chill out. Everybody's like, I ain't even excited.
I know, bro. It's casually
I
in
ain't
a
even
graveyard.
excited to be in no music video. Cold in the D. See, you're already singing it.
How the fuck we
Supposed to be free. I
Gang,
would fucking
baby.
keep peace or be free. I don't know.
Both of them. I think it's both. Those are both lines.
She switched it up. She's versatile. That's versatility.
Do you miss like some of the times when you could really go hard, Bob? Do you think you went as hard as you could go?
Yeah.
Did Kid Rock party as much as you could, you think?
Yeah, but I always picked and choose my battles. Now, you're saying like what's the most fucked up place? So it wasn't like playing fight. It was being fucked up from the night before.
Yeah.
And I would do that maybe once a year, like in the early days, and it would remind me. It would straighten that shit out for the next year, because that is worse than having a few drinks or whatever you're doing like before a show. Like having that all nighter still up. Fucking all right, I gotta go rock for 2 hours. Bullshit. Like, yeah, fuck that. No. And I didn't want any part of that, like, but yeah, we went pretty hard for, but I was raising a kid too at the same time. So that really kept that checks and balances that I think a lot of people in my position didn't have. I was a single father and I had a lot of great help from a lot of great women. But so that Thursday through Sunday when I might be on the road or certain things that I'm working at or, I got pretty wild, but Sunday, I'll back up, dad's home.
Wow.
Straighten that shit out.
Yeah. So we got the new tour.
No new tour, just new show. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got the Rockin' Country.
9 shows this year, ladies and gentlemen. 7 Rock the Country, Kid Rock's Rockin' Rodeo, and the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally at the Buffalo Chip.
And you have a comedy show here that you do each year.
Oh, yeah. This is you came the first year, man. That was awfully cool. You were big time then. And, we have some great comedians. You probably know some of the guys if you want to.
I know all of these guys, dude. And, this will be at the Ryman in Nashville.
All for charity.
Oh, it's all for charity?
All for charity. Last year, we were able to help the some of the helicopter people that died out of Fort Campbell and victims of the school shooting here in Nashville.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have actually. Oh, yeah. Chris Porter is going to be on it. Jordan Jensen, Adam Carolla, Gary Owen, John Reap. Oh, wow.
It's great because everybody knows it's kind of for charity, even though they get a little something. Because everyone, like, you remember you popped in, you did like 15, 20 minutes.
Nice.
So you don't have to hold the whole show. It's just you can come and just nail a couple of your, play a couple of the greatest hits and like, yeah. And it's one of my favorite things.
Oh, bro. Yeah. This is probably your 3rd year doing it, you think?
Yeah, with our boy Brian, from Zanies. Such a great dude.
Brian Dorfman, great guy.
Brian Dorfman, love him. And me, I've become like a groupie at Zanies. I pretty much hang out in the green room giving comedians hand jobs before the show.
It really is kind of wild how much you love it. I'll be over there just watching somebody and they'll be like, Kid Rock's here. And I'm like, again?
Again.
And the best is all the jokes that are about you half the time.
Oh,
That's
they are.
hilarious.
People are just ripping the shit out of me.
I know. Chance Willie has some great jokes about you.
He does. I love Chance Will. I'm waiting for his first full, thing.
It'll happen soon for him. I think he just moved to Austin to keep working harder.
Oh, really?
Yep. He just moved, I think, like a week ago. So
God bless you.
I know.
God bless you, Chance. You got a fan here.
That's a hardworking dude. And yeah, you know what you did, man? You sent me a nice picture that we all took on stage. You guys sent me like a picture
a
of
little
it.
frame thing.
Yep, I have it framed up inside.
We try to
man.
keep it classy on some levels.
Yeah, you do a nice job, man. Dude, I want to say I appreciate you. I remember right when I got into town, you reached out and said hello, and have just continued to make me feel a part of things at different times, and introduced me to some of your friends and stuff like that, and I appreciate that, man.
Much respect, man. I think you're kicking ass, doing a great job, and I'm right here when you need me, cousin.
Gang, bro, I appreciate it. And I even wore this shirt. I didn't show you the whole time.
I didn't see it.
But this is authentic right here.
Oh, I don't know.
This is the
I don't
real
care
deal.
either way.
I think it's authentic. If not, dude, then it's fucking Ticketmaster got me again, bro. That's all I know.
Would you steal that from a fucking meth head?
One of those secondary sites, bro. Let me just say this shirt is tested positive for a lot of things. Kid Rock, man, we'll see you on your tour, and thanks for coming in, man.
God bless, brother. Love you.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share